time. And every day I wake, my life's on the line. You know I've got to keep on moving. There are beasts untamed who will eat the young, and you will come the same if you stay too long. If the drug is fame, then the high is love. Out of it stall, out of it stall, out of it stall. You think I'm crazy, but I'm high all the time. This life is something that is more than a lie. And every day I wake, my life's on the line. You know I got to keep on moving. The game we play ain't fair, but play it do we dare? But people, do they care about what's happening? Now you can have your cake if it's all you need. And what can you do? There are mouths to feed, and it's not insane if we all believe. Out of it start, out of it start, out of it start.
Out there, make some noise.
Hey, we out here.
We back again.
Volume
What's up?
3. What's good?
What's up, Volume 3, man? Think this all started. Shout out Salia. This all started
Yeah.
just a few months ago when we
Yeah.
finally linked up, and here we are, man.
Facts.
Here
Been
we
going
are.
non-stop.
Yeah, man. Live and direct from DAWA HQ. This is Welcome Home. It's your boy, Chaka, the Seelcta, founder director of DAWA.
Yup, I'm Brandon Boone, co-founder of Royale at ATX. What's happening?
Yeah, what's happening, y'all? Hope y'all tuning in wherever you are via IG, or maybe you on cable access, or maybe you're on YouTube. Who knows? But this is a conversation that we started a few weeks back. One, to just have some fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kick back with community, but also to have some conversations about community and culture, and also to talk about our 5-year anniversary.
Oh yeah.
You
That's
know what I mean?
big.
Make some
It's
noise.
that week. It's that week.
That was definitely a big part of it. You know, we basically figured this out on text. We're like, yo, this is what we're gonna do, and we've been here, and people have been showing up. And we're so grateful. We got some incredible
Oh yeah.
incredible guests in the building tonight. But before we get into that, man, how has your week been? What's been going on with you?
It's been dope, man. It's been not. It's still been busy, but I haven't been super active. I've been trying to take a little
don't believe that.
time. You know what I'm saying?
What does not super
like-
active look like for you?
Not. I mean, we've been getting invited to a lot of different events, so like being present physically at these events.
Yeah.
I had to take a little break for like a week or two.
Do you have like little sentinels that you send out now?
Man, chill. But man, we prepping our 1 year, man. So we've been heavy focus on that. You know what I'm saying?
Make some noise for 1 year, y'all.
Yeah. We just hit 20K on the ground.
Ooh.
I'm not big on numbers, but it's always good to see how the community.
I mean, y'all
is
was just like
gathering.
19.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So shout out to the community, man. Shout out to our cousins who've been rocking with us. Man. This is
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
I always say it's not our platform. It's not mine. It's ours.
Yeah.
It's for the community. It's for Austin. So if you're a curator, tap in. If you're trying to find your people, tap in.
Yeah, facts.
And one of the things that's coming up
One of the
is
things-
the 5-year.
Yeah, it's
this
the 5
Friday.
year. This is meaningful, man. You know, DAWA is something that I started in 2019.
Yeah.
I'm an artist out here. Some people might have heard of Riders Against the Storm. Me and my wife are that. And we came here 14 years ago. We moved into a place called the Hog Pen in East Austin. And, you know, Austin was a different city then. It felt more like more rural, more a little slower back then, especially over in the hog pen. It was definitely like a lot of folks doing their social rides on Sundays. You saw a lot of black folks on horses. It was a vibe, but the city has changed a lot, and certain people have been affected by the changes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like I came here, I sat down with people. I learned about Dorothy Turner, I learned about Boyd Vance, I learned about Raul Salinas, and people that were fighting this change that had been coming over the mountains for so long. And getting to a place of sustainability as an artist, which is a huge accomplishment in and of itself. But we wouldn't have been able to get to that point without community support.
Right, facts.
There was a time where we were on food stamps. We got kicked off of food stamps. There was a time where literally someone came to our house and filled our refrigerator with groceries. Times where people, we couldn't afford first and last month's rent, and it took us 6 months to find a place. People let us stay in their homes, things of that nature. So it's just at the same time people are seeing us at ACL or on some cover and thinking that it's sweet, thinking that it's good, and you still gotta go out there and you still gotta do your thing, but go home and know that everything ain't straight. So just going through those ups and downs, and getting to a place of stability. I started myself just taking $200 out of my own pocket every month in 2018 and just giving it to my friends basically. So I would just hit people up randomly like, yo, how you doing? What's your Cash App?
That's dope.
Not knowing how they were doing, but just like, yo, this is what I'm doing. But then after, I gave that money out, I would see someone on Facebook. They might post something like, yo, my car's in the pound. I'm going through this or that. And I would randomly just hit them up like, yo, would you mind if I, reach out to some people and just raise some money for you behind the scenes? And, of course, they'd be like, yeah, who are you? Well, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Because, you got Facebook friends.
Right,
you don't really know people like that.
Yeah.
And, so I would just be like, yeah, no, I got you. And sometimes I would raise, up to $600, $700 in, a week. And just hitting people up like, yo, can you send me $5? So needs some help, And I wasn't, going out my way. It was just, casually.
Right.
I got some free time. I'm just hitting up a couple of people a day or whatever. And, people trusted me enough to send it to me, and, I would send it out to the folks in need. So, and strictly because I'm in a situation where I can take that time. I had comfort, I had stability. So after a little while of doing that, I was like, why don't I just make this public? I'm doing this for people behind the scenes. Why don't I just, call it something and, make it public and say that I'm supporting these people? And so that's what DAWA Fund was initially. I started on my birthday in 2019, and my goal was to just throw parties called DAWA Fund. And, people would know they come to this party, all this money, whatever we make after we pay the DJs, the venue, whatever, all this money going back to the community.
Right, yeah.
So that was 2019, and we raised about $3,000 at that party. And we, raised maybe a couple thousand before the end of the year, but then the pandemic happened. So, before the pandemic, I set up a little fund through the Austin Community Foundation. I set up a little website, I set up a little Instagram page. Long story short, people were kind of waking up. They weren't going out as much, and they had to think about some of the systemic issues that still exist. And we came up on a lot of money, man. $40,000-$50,000 came in a couple months. So we gave away our first $40,000 in 2020, and since then we've given away almost $300,000.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Make some noise. Make some noise. That's fire.
We became a nonprofit in 2022, and so 5 years. We're celebrating 5 years of not just the DAWA Fund, but you're in the studio right now. We have a free studio on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That if you're BIPOC or your BIPOC-led organization, you come in here and you can create content for free. We have an engineer that will take care of all the camera setup, all the audio for you. And all you got to do is come in here with your talent and your story and do your thing. That's on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then we have 2 other programs with Black Lives Music Fund, which is about creating opportunities for black music to thrive in Austin, and Vision 8291, which is about using the platform of South by Southwest to elevate BIPOC-led grassroots organizations. So all of that said, that all came from my heart, and we're trying to grow from my heart an organization. And so what we're celebrating on September 6th, which is Friday, is that energy that is DAWA. It means, in Swahili, it means medicine. And the event is called Laughter is Medicine. We got Tommy Davidson,
Come on. Legend.
legend coming in to just like lift our spirits. We got people speaking. One of the people that's going to be speaking is coming up here in a second. Her name is Nika Arnold. I had the privilege, yes,
Yeah.
had the privilege of, like, from a distance, not even knowing her very well, seeing all the great work that she's been doing with her community. I want to say for her community, with her community, in conjunction with her community. So it's just going to be a celebration. And we got Amanda Johnston. She's a Texas Poet Laureate, black woman.
Yeah.
We got a brother named Miles Martin, wrongfully incarcerated poet. That's gonna, yeah. He was in jail for 3 years for something he didn't do,
That's crazy.
and literally came out and was still being penalized. Like he still had to work on his own initiative to get the charge off of his record, even though he hadn't committed it and he was released. This is happening every day out here.
Yeah.
You know, and he's an important voice in our community for those that are going through that experience, because it's happening every day out here, you know, and to specific individuals.
Right.
You know, so we're having a conversation, we're having a party, we are celebrating. That's what Friday's about. So we really want to encourage y'all to come out and support. If you can't make
Pull up.
if you can't make it, buy a ticket for somebody else. Buy a ticket for somebody else. Make it an early Christmas present. You know, if you can't do that, consider making a donation. You can go to the website, dawahills.org. You can make it could be $10, $5, whatever. Our goal is before November. You know, our goal is to raise it that night. But that's a tall order right now. It's a tall order. It's not that it can't happen, but that's a tall order right now. But before November, we want to raise $100,000. Whatever we raise, we're going to give out. Whatever we raise, y'all, we're going to give out. $100,000 is our goal. And, you know, I just want to say this, like, nobody's coming to save us.
Yeah.
Nobody. You know, when the power went out, when the grid went down, we saw it with Katrina. We just see it over and over again. We have to have institutions and organizations that are on the ground that are going to look out for us immediately. And DAWA is one of those organizations. We're not the only one. We're one of those organizations that you can bet when things go left, we're going to be at the front door.
Yeah.
You know, and that's real. And if that, and it's proven. And we were doing this like for the first 5 years, for the first 2+ years, nobody was getting paid. This was all volunteer effort, right? The reason that we're getting paid is because we need to put more time in to grow the organization, because we don't want to just do it at one time and then it's over, right? We want to continue. Actually, we want to give away millions every year.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, speak that.
And it's possible. You hear what I'm saying? Like, we've done this without a huge group of people. This is a small handful of people committed and passionate and making it happen. But with a larger group of truly talented and passionate people, we can change so much in this city. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to all y'all that's listening. Shout out to all y'all in the audience. With that said, I want to bring up our first guest. Can we do that?
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna bring up the one and only Tamika Jones. If we had some music, we play it. There you go. Make some noise for Tamika Jones, y'all.
Yeah.
My goodness. We've been through some things out here in these streets.
We have.
Yes.
I was listening to all you said about playing all these high-profile gigs and then being broke.
Listen.
Bruh, the struggle. Struggle.
And you gotta carry on. You gotta keep, because everyone, that's the thing about the artist, is we become separated from the community. So now it's like you're this celebrity. You know what I mean? And people expect you have to kind of maintain that image.
Right.
You know, you don't have to. And I think sometimes you break down that wall a lot. Like, listen, y'all, I ain't got a dollar.
I'm raw. Y'all got to see all that
you are.
struggle.
But a lot of times you feel like as artists, you know, you want to keep. And we definitely broke that veil a lot too.
Absolutely.
And like, we're a part of a community. Like, if you guys want to see me do what you love me doing, then you have to support it.
Support.
Absolutely.
You have to invest. You have to come out to Body Rock. You have to come out to a show. You got to do something. You
right.
know?
I mean, when I retired.
Oh, yeah.
When I retired, I packed Antone's. It was filled with people. It was sold out. They're like, "Oh, Tamika, don't leave. Don't retire." I'm like, oh, "I gotta leave, y'all, man. I can't do it in Austin." Went to LA, couldn't hack it out there. Came back, I had shows. Nobody. The love was not there. They're like, "Oh, Tamika, we're so glad you're back." Well, where are y'all on my shows?
Right.
Like, I gotta pay my rent out here, and y'all are playing with me, So I don't know. Austin has changed a lot.
I think that might be part of it though, right? Because when you left, it was like a different,
Right. In
right?
a year.
So a lot can change though in a year. That's what we found out, right?
Bro, I found that out quick.
Can you give us a brief history though, like
Yeah, for real.
for those who don't know you, like how long you been here in Austin, how long you been doing music and all of that.
So I'm born and raised there. I'm a unicorn.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Born and raised. When I looked at when I started music, it was 2008, I believe. So in 4 years, I'll be doing this for 20 years out here.
Make some
Come on,
noise.
right? Yeah.
Still looking. Still out here looking.
You know
Cooking.
what I'm saying? Look at it cooking.
Looking and cooking.
Look at it cooking.
Looking
I
and
like that,
cooking.
man. I like that. So I first started out in jazz, and then I wrote my original music. I slowly started ascending to the glass ceiling that I'm still at right now. Yeah, and you talk about community, and it made me kind of sad and remorseful because when I was doing music, I was parenting twins. They're a boy and a girl.
Come on.
Yeah, they're 23 now.
Yeah.
People don't cheer when you say, "I sold 1 million records." No, you were raising twins. Yes,
Yes. Single mother, raising twins, boy and a girl. So, okay, you just got it. So, and I didn't live here in Austin. I lived in New Braunfels at the time because my mother lived out there. And so I would come back and forth to gigs in Austin, like 45, 90 minutes total. And I really didn't get involved in the community because I was in this bubble of motherhood, and it just consumed me. I would just go back and forth playing gigs, trying to make money, raising these kids by myself. But, they're 23 now. And Chaka, you are such an inspiration, trying to get involved in the community, art, music, something else. Advocation. Advocating. Advocacy, my bad. Advocation. Advocacy. Oh, advocacy, man.
Advocacy. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Advocacy. You know what I'm saying? You are just an inspiration, and you now that my twins are grown, I just look to you for ideas and inspiration to get more involved in the community now. Now that I live here in Austin, I live in South Austin, so it's easier for me to access. Welcome. Oh my God.
Come on in, y'all. Come on in.
Yeah, we got some more chairs in the back too.
Yeah,
Y'all
we got
need 'em.
chairs. Yan, help us out.
Yeah.
Marvis, appreciate y'all. Continue. Go ahead.
So yeah, getting involved more in the community. I appreciate you getting me involved in DAWA and your anniversary show. That's just huge. Tommy Davidson.
Super big.
And
Come
you
on.
can do what you wanna
Hey.
do.
Hey.
And live in color.
Hey.
And live in color. I used to watch some Fly Girls.
Everyone
and-
here is equally kind.
Yeah.
What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine.
Yeah.
Heavy D. Shout out Heavy D.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Right.
Shout out Heavy D, man.
Yeah.
He does not get enough props in the hip hop pantheon.
he die?
Yeah, he's no
Oh,
longer
yeah.
here.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
the thing about Heavy D is he made being like fun cool.
Right. Yeah.
Cause it was in a time where like hip hop was starting to be like, yeah,
Hard.
and everybody was just, had the cargo on and the hoodies and the machetes in the videos, like Naughty by Nature, like
Oh,
everybody,
yeah, the
everybody just with the Timbs, like,
Yeah.
doom, da, doom, doom, doom. You know what I mean? And Heavy D was like, yo,
Yeah.
I love that about him, man.
I mean, y'all make it fun as well.
huh?
Y'all make it hip hop fun as well.
Well, I
Y'all have a
mean,
colorful show,
He's a great
dynamic.
He's a great inspiration.
Yeah.
The funny thing is about like people always say, "Yo, it's so fun," and if you listen to our lyrics,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
it's
like-
heavy.
Yeah, it's like me
But you
feeding.
can do both.
It's like me feeding my child peas back in the day, but putting peaches on it.
Yeah.
Getting the good stuff, but making it fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what that is to me.
So you left Austin, though.
I did.
Around what time was that?
Mm-hmm.
2020.
Why'd you leave?
I left because I was tired. As a black woman in the city, it's just so hard to get ahead. It's so hard, and I was underfunded, underappreciated, and I just kept hitting that ceiling and getting concussions. It was
Oof.
it was just hard, and I've been doing that for so long, and I was like, okay, LA, that's land of opportunity. I'm gonna do some sync work, get into the television and movie placements, like leave all this behind, But
Okay.
LA is a beast.
Yeah.
LA is a beast. It will break you down. Like the money you spend, because back when I went there, gas was $7, $6 to $7 back in.
Oh, you drove out there, so you had a car.
Yeah, I had a car. I had to have a car out there, and it just gave me so much anxiety. It made my anxiety just go to an all-time high. My mental health went so low there, and I just had to come back because I was broke, and tired, and just anxious and just bad mental health. I need
Whoever's
to come
back there on the
home.
ice, chill.
What happened?
I said, whoever's back there on the ice, chill.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Chill.
Sorry.
Radical. That's Sonic Ice, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, but you said like it was just a lot of money and gas and everything. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the ice. Yeah, but continue. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I had to go back to the safety and the warmth of Austin. And I knew I was uncomfortable in LA, and I thought that meant I was going to grow. But that was too much discomfort. And I got what I needed out there. I got some locks. I saw.
Yeah, you did.
I got some locks. I saw people with different hairstyles out there, different vibes, like black people. And it just inspired me so much. And I came back here, and I got some mental health help through Sims. And
Shout out Sims.
Yeah. Turns out I'm bipolar with generalized anxiety, and I didn't know that. So I got on a medication, and I just being here healed me, but also kind of not destroyed me, but it hurt because I depend on live shows to make money. That is my rent, my bills, my car note. And when I don't have people there at shows, when I can't depend on shows, when I'm breaking even, it's devastating. But also being against the wall, I turned to, like I said, television shows and sync. I got a lot of my shows placed in ads and television shows because I just needed to pivot. I need different sources of income. I know you know about that. Just diversifying your income.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just you have to survive out here being a musician, and you have to evolve, and you have to adapt, or else you just go to real estate.
And I feel like you're for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a realtor.
Or you get a
I
tech
can't be
or you
showing
get a tech
houses.
job.
You know what I'm saying?
You work for Facebook.
You know, 'cause
Nah, for real. This is real stuff. Go work for Oracle or Samsung.
you know what I'm saying? I don't got no skills. I don't have
TikTok.
any
If
skills.
they hire you, that's a
If
whole
they hire you.
conversation.
No, this is real. This is very real.
I put out a resume recently. I was like, let me go on LinkedIn or Indeed, and I was like, I don't have any skills other than
Right.
writing songs and singing. I can't type.
But see, that's
That's
the
a
thing is
skill.
that is a skill.
oh,
And,
yeah.
and to me, it's like the gift that you have. If we were living in a real community, right? Then like what you have to offer will be valued, and we can in exchange. But we all have to go to separate entities to like survive, right?
Right.
But it's like okay, you could sing. Okay, you come over here and sing for these kids
Yes,
from
I
1
heard
to
that
3,
too.
right? And you know what I mean. And in exchange for that, you get you know what I mean. But it's like we're all gotta hustle. We're all individuals,
Right.
right? And so like your gift really requires you individually to like figure out how to get yours,
Right.
and it creates a situation where it's like it's hard for us to support each other.
Absolutely. Because I'm just worried about kind of myself, and I'm just anxious, and so it's hard for me to reach out
Yeah.
to the community because it's very fractured in my opinion. And for me, it's very fractured. I don't know how to reach out and know what to do with my woes. Right now,
I think what you do is you reach out, and that's the main thing. I was just telling someone before we started, like he just got fired from his job, and I'm like, make sure that like if you need something that you reach out to your community because you've given so much. Don't underestimate how your impact and how people feel about you. You give them a chance to support you. You got to give them a chance. Because when you do, you be surprised what comes back at you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just feel like,
Right.
Again, we out here by ourselves, but that's not reality.
Right. It's like not humility. What's the word? Like pride. Pride. Like I'm out here struggling, and it's hard for me to reach out. I mean, I do it online. I say my rants and whatnot. Like it's all out here. Y'all ain't supporting me.
I had to shut it down when she was talking about retiring. Now, y'all.
Yo, you called it.
I did.
You called it, bro.
You
saw
that's
the
the
future.
thing is, like, one of the most important things about community is witnessing. And I see you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you are here. That's what you're here to do. You can't stop.
I can't, man.
You can't stop. You can't retire. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just going to stop doing the thing that you're here to do. No, you're not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's called. It's a
there
calling.
might be some adjustments might have to be made so you can figure it out. And that's it.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're here to do.
Absolutely. It's a
You know what I
calling.
mean?
I didn't
It
choose
is.
this life.
It
chose
just
me, man.
exactly. You know what I mean? We're not gonna ask you to do our taxes. We're not gonna. You know what I mean? I don't even know. Whatever else. But we know that if we need some upliftment, we could call you. Would that be a family gathering? Someone transitions, moves on. This is things that we need.
Right.
You know what I mean? Song is so important. So like I know who I'm calling for that. I know who I'm calling for other things. You know what I'm saying? But that's what your gift is.
Right.
For
I just
real.
need to reach out and
Yes.
touch somebody's hand.
Yeah.
Make this world a better place.
Come on.
If you can. Come on, church.
With that said, we're gonna bring up our next guest, and this is just an open conversation. So like, once we start bringing people on, like we all just talking. You know, do you have some?
No. I'm
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
it in.
Okay.
I'm listening.
We're gonna bring up our next guest, talking about making the world a better place. That's a great segue for our next guest. Her name is Nika Arnold. Make some noise for Nika. I can't hear y'all. Make some noise for Nika.
I need them eardrums to hurt.
Listen. We talking about 6th generation Austinite.
Oh yeah, let's go.
What?
I said
Chaka
6th
do earlier?
generation Austinite. Make some noise.
I need to hear y'all. 6 generations.
Yeah.
Y'all know how long that is? It's almost as long as slavery. Y'all, come on now.
man. Listen.
I'm gonna make it
I'm
laugh.
From Austin?
Born and raised.
Okay.
Come on. Do y'all need like a handshake. The unicorns need a handshake. Like, boop, boop, boop,
That'd be
boop, boop.
crazy.
Listen, there it is. Yeah, that's
Anybody else?
so Nika, man. I want you to just touch on, because a lot of people just don't really understand what it's like with this quote unquote progress coming at you, this quote unquote weird city coming at you. Like I always say, there's nothing weird about displacing an entire community of people. So when this city was weird, what was happening in the black community? What was weird about the policy and things that were affected? There was nothing weird about that. Can you talk to us about, just what it's like to see this change from a 6th generation perspective?
Well, they say keep Austin weird. But let's be clear, we defined weird. And what I mean by we, the BIPOC area. Black, brown, we were united. Something a lot of people didn't see over the world. They could travel the whole world, and they could never experience black and brown people being united like we were in Austin. Just to touch on what Chaka said, it was a lot of policies and systems placed against us. But as I remember growing up in East Austin, I'm sorry to throw up gang signs, but East Side,
Hey.
2123, that's all me.
Don't apologize.
I'm not ashamed, I'm proud.
You should be.
Back when I was growing up, I remember where we could catch the bus, and somebody could see you on the bus, and they'll call your mom and your dad and be like, hey, they on the bus, they on 300 right now. They should be there in about 20, 30 minutes. I see them walking down Springdale, MLK, Manor Road, Loyola. They on the way. You better keep an eye out on them. But these days right now, and I can't even let my 8-year-old I've been riding the bus since I was about 4th, 5th grade from the north side to the east side with no problem, but I can't allow my children to get on that bus.
Why is that?
It's such a huge difference.
Why is that? Explain that.
The city isn't the same anymore, you know.
What has changed?
The environment, the area.
Be specific, though.
Project Connect. It's a lot of white people here.
Okay.
Let's just be real. You know, growing up, we used to see kids on milk cartons, but that happened a lot because it was a white people on milk cartons. It wasn't as many black people on milk cartons, you know what I'm saying? So we felt a connectedness in our hood. We were a village, so we can go wherever we want, untouched. We can do what we want to do. We never seen a white person in our hood unless they was at UT across the highway.
Okay, so this is something you're saying that you have a fear of the white folks that are moving in.
Gentrification at its best.
Okay, so gentrification you attach with a
Fear.
possible kidnapping?
A possible kidnapping, absolutely.
Okay.
Just the way how we navigated back then is totally different now. Yes, there's social.
I have never heard that aspect.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. Go
Because as a village, you trust your people.
yeah.
You trust your people. You go. I leave my baby here right now, and I know y'all gonna look out for my kid. Let me go outside, go grab something. My baby's good, just because of the culture and the community that we built in Austin. It's not the same.
When did you start to notice the change happening, or when did you start to notice it?
When I seen white people in my hood on 12th
Like,
Street,
like literally.
on 12th Street, walking down 12th Street.
When was
Juice
that?
Land. When you see Juice Land, it's over.
Oh,
That's what I
man.
saw. My
They
grandma.
at Rosewood playing tennis, and I'm not trying to be.
Wait. Yeah. Oh, that's been happening. But wait, what year?
Pickleball,
What
yeah.
year was this? Because pickleball definitely, it's
It's a wrap.
it's not just tennis. We got pickleball. Oh man.
Nah.
Listen.
There goes the neighborhood.
What year? Around what year? And how old were you? Because you don't have to say your age now or anything. But like, at what year was this?
So, I graduated Job Corps in 2011.
Okay.
So I want to see I seen it in 2011.
Okay.
That's when I start seeing it in 2011.
That makes sense because like when we got here, it's 2010, and like people I was talking to, they were like, "It's over."
Oh yeah.
And it was like for me, I couldn't understand it fully because I just got here, so I was just listening. But like across the board, like people were like grieving, they were like in mourning. It was like this isn't gonna be the same place anymore, and it was tangible. It was either through conversation or just through their body language. But this was 2010, so that kind of makes sense. But I was also like from not being here, like. We came from Providence, Rhode Island, me and my wife. I was like, y'all got 2 black newspapers. You got KZI. So there was like a lot of resources here. But what I realized is that what they had been taught to see or how they had been taught to see what's here was affecting them more than what was actually here. You know what I mean? And so that lack of understanding of what was here or connection to what was here was a direct had a direct effect on their displacement. They just didn't know like what was available a lot of times. So that was just part of my experience. But 2011.
Yes.
So you looking around at 2011, are you angry? Are you sad? Or how are you feeling? Are you just kind of like, what?
I'm angry because I know it will never be the Austin that I grew up in, and it's disappointing. It's angry that they forced us out. They displaced us, and they took advantage of us at our weakness, especially during COVID. You know, it makes me angry to drive past my grandmother's house that's worth $250,000, but yet it's still blood, sweat, and tears that our family have given for that house. And all they see is profit over people. It's deeper than that. It makes me sad because my people, we can't access those same benefits, social benefits from gentrification. like the credit score or the social benefits of having great neighbors with good credit or money, land, equity, sustainability, something that we can access. And then at the same time, there's a good feeling because sometimes I can see this is my goal. No matter how this city change, Black people will be able to access it.
Okay.
Regardless, in the future, it's gonna be some kind of cosmo or karmatic, or we're gonna be able to access this wealth. And that's what I'm manifesting and claiming. To be able to see it, touch it, and feel it. That's how you manifest it.
Yeah, that's good.
I've never been, it took me years to be born and raised in Austin to be able to access the West Side, where they live 10 to 15 years longer than people anywhere else.
You said something when we was on the Zoom call the other day that tripped me out. Like, so you're gonna be speaking at the event, and you've never been to the Long Center ever.
No. I know.
Isn't that crazy? Make some noise for that. She gonna be on one of the biggest stages in Austin.
Come on.
And has never even been there to a show or anything like that. Like, that's powerful to me.
About to
That's
break
powerful.
generational
6th
curses.
generation of Austin about to be representing on that stage. Make some noise for that. Woo. But we know it's just not about representation. We building something.
Yes.
We building something. So tell us about what you building. Tell us about the Healing Project, and where that idea came from, and how it relates to what the experience you were just talking about.
Oh, honestly, the Healing Project relates to the experience I was just explaining because I wanted to create something that I didn't have as a kid. I grew up in the hood. I'm a project baby. I screamed project baby. I was marginalized. I was disenfranchised. I was everything you can name. But I'm here today with a smile on my face. I am not a menace to society.
Hey.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So I created the Healing Project because I wanted my kids to have something, and our kids, and y'all kids, and everybody kids to have something. The Healing Project is a nonprofit organization founded by me, yours truly.
Let's go.
It's a resource navigation nonprofit. We navigate marginalized and unhoused individuals and community members to resources such as housing assistance, transportation, food, health care, education. We're building our own systems.
Do y'all hear what she's saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't hear y'all out there.
I can't hear y'all either.
Like the vibrations. We're trying to break generational
If
curses.
she was like, I started a app that, it can help you with your stocks, people would be like, yeah. This is amazing.
Yes.
This is amazing work. I'm so proud of this is amazing.
Well, I have to say that DAWA influenced and inspired me. Not a lot of oars. I'm born and raised here. I've been here 31 years. A lot of people look at you and be like, I want to help her, but I ain't. I'm gonna help her. And you was the one. DAWA was the ones that helped us, supported, listened, connected. And during the Uri storm, when we ain't had no one else to turn to,
talk about that.
Okay, raise your hand if y'all remember Storm Uri in 2021, the winter storm. We was froze, no water, no lights, no utilities. Y'all remember that? Okay, bad. So when we was out there and we thought it was gonna affect just the unhoused population,
right? And
unfortunately, it affected all of us.
Listen,
we are human. We are one.
That
when you look at God, we are one.
That was because I remember like us going out before it hit, and we were just focused on the unhoused population. We was out there like, you got to get out of here. And one of the things that really humbled me was that no matter what these people had, even if it was just a few things, they did not want to leave those few things. Nope. And we're like, yo, it's about to get chilly out here like you never experienced. And they're like, I'm hunkering down. It was like 1 out of 2. It was like pulling them out of that to like a warm space was like they did not want to leave. Whatever it was that they had was very important to them.
Yeah, we
it was
have
very
to
humbling.
consider
Like,
we have to consider the barriers because when we're going to these warming centers and these hotels, we have to consider the fact that they're unhoused, they look a certain way, so they're going to be judged and be like, I literally have to sit on the phone with city officials, a Zoom call, and say, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere until you get these people a room. And guess what they did? Sometimes you gotta act black. You gotta be that black woman, that black angry woman to get your way. We don't take no for an answer.
I mean, if black is just honest, then yeah.
You hear me?
I mean, if that's what we talk, authentic, is that what you're saying, black? I mean, yeah. Yeah.
We gotta show up as ourselves.
That's right.
So it was how they looked. Their dogs, like their babies. They couldn't take dogs to certain hotels, and certain hotels had cash and cash only, and certain hotels just was like no.
It was crazy.
It was traumatic.
It was so crazy. And I know a lot of people just can't even understand because, people was trying to figure out what they're doing for themselves. But there was a handful of people.
Yeah.
We was in the mix.
Yes.
Figuring out so many things within a week's time.
Yes.
DAWA gave out $32,000 during that week.
Come on.
Woo!
That's
And I'm a
crazy.
recipient.
We raised it and we gave it. We raised it in a week and we gave it away. That's why I know, like, y'all can pull up to this show.
Yes.
That's why I know, like, we raised it in a week and we gave it away in a week. That's why I'm like, come on, y'all. You can pull up to the Lawn Center, drink you a Moscow Mule, and get some of this comedy for a night and support this organization, man. But, God, I just love, this is incredible what you've done. You started it, the Hidden Front. What's next?
Our next goal, I'm speaking it into existence, is us getting our own space.
Come
We're
on.
gonna get our own space.
Yeah.
Our goal is to have a nonprofit side, LLC side, take care of our people, and our people be able to enjoy this economic empowerment at the same time.
Let's go.
Black flea market, nonprofit, everything at the same time. You know.
I see it.
Thank you.
I see it. I know, like, nothing's gonna stop you as long as you can. And we are all gonna help her with that, right?
Yes.
Yep.
She's not alone. She's not alone in wanting to see that happen in Austin, is she?
It's for
No, I don't think
for
so.
us.
I don't think so.
It's ours.
So you have a black flea market?
That's the goal. A black flea market / nonprofit. The Healing Project / whatever flea market we named it.
That's what they had in LA. It's like Black Market Flea, and I love the
Yeah.
vibes. Have you been to that?
No, I seen it.
Oh, the vibes
It's
are
crazy.
immaculate.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
know about
so
that.
I wanted that in Austin, but I didn't know how to do it. Just like the music and the community and the vibes. It's just a lot for me to envision, but that's so cool that you want that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure. Speaking of cool, can you introduce this next guest?
Oh yeah, cause I got questions, but I've been taking it in. I'm gonna bring the
Okay,
next
okay,
guest up because
all
I
right.
feel like she goes right in.
Yeah. Speaking of
I'm
cool.
gonna call her by a nickname because I'm a nickname type person.
Okay.
So I want to bring Slim up. What's happening?
Make some noise. Bing bong. Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Austin nice
Look.
tonight.
Look. Okay. We're gonna give you the we're gonna give you this. Sadia, responsible for bringing me and this young man together. Thank you
Absolutely a
for
pleasure.
all you're doing. Can you just give us a little breakdown of who you are out here?
Yeah, my name is Salia Sadiq, and I am a photographer, an event producer, and a DJ every now and again too. But yeah, I was kind of like a visionary. I just don't know how to.
Kind
say
of
it.
like
Yeah.
a visionary. I like that. You need a shirt.
Kinda.
Kind of like a visionary. Real talk. I'm gonna let Brandon take it. Ask some questions.
I was gonna say, he was like, "What should we put as a title?" I was like, "Man, I don't know. She does so much." So I looked at your bio. It said "moment creator." I was like, "I think that kind of sums up what you do, cause you create moments and experiences, and all that kind of ties together." So I was like, "Put moment creator." It's like, okay.
Yeah, I actually like that when I looked at the flowers.
Yeah.
Like, that's cute. And I know it's in my bio, but still, just
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
that was cool.
Nah. So tell us, you born and raised here too. So kind of tell us about your journey into becoming this moment creator of Austin.
Yeah, so I was born here in Austin, went to Round Rock High, and when I was 10, my mom moved back to Oakland, so I was back and forth. So I did all my schooling here with my dad, and then like summer break, winter break, spring break, all that stuff in Oakland with my mom. And it's funny, because Tamika, when you were talking about going to LA, and you started your locks there and just seeing like all these different shapes, forms of like blackness and black expression. That was me when I first went to Oakland. It was like culture shock. Just cause, yeah. And I was like, right. But that was the thing. I was like, what in the world? And I was what, like 10? Yeah, 11. And everything I knew had just kind of like flipped, but that was where I found myself like creatively and artistically. I didn't have a lot of, I don't want to say support, but I guess, yeah, for lack of a better word, I didn't have a lot of like support in my creative liveliness when I was in Round Rock growing up. And so when I got to Oakland, my mom, she's a screenwriter and poet, and my dad is
What has she written?
so she's written a few poetry like books, but she's done a lot of short films. And then she has a film called Curdled. That was her first short film that came out 2009, I think, featuring Keke Palmer and a few other like really dope faces. Yeah. Shout out my mom. Yeah.
Slight flex.
You know, just a
know
little
what
bit.
I mean? King Palmer. You
But
know, no big deal.
so like when I got to Oakland, I felt very like just allowed to like figure it out and try stuff. And so yeah, I came back. I remember I came back from a summer with my mom, and I had like these blue braids and these like forces and these high tops, and my dad was like, "What is happening?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like I'm flying. That's what's happening." Yeah. And then like from there, it was just like I was out of control in the best way. But being like the duality was so interesting. To be here, and I felt like it was just survival mode. Like, let me just graduate high school, let me do the work, and I got to Oakland, and I could like breathe and like exist. And so after I graduated from Round Rock, I moved to Oakland officially, and I wasn't even sure if I was gonna go to college, but I just knew I needed to be in the Bay, and did not want to be in Austin. I had a lot of trauma here too, so I like never saw myself really coming back. And yeah, I went to college for photography, and that was like whack, just because I didn't really feel like the school I was at was very like money hungry, and I don't feel like they were really trying to develop artists in the most productive way. And so I was like 3 years in, and I went to my mentor at the time, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna do this anymore. I think at this point I just need to like go try stuff. Like I just need to go like do. I can't sit in the classroom and be here. And he was like, yeah, you got it. So when he was like, you should leave, I was like, say less. And I was, really heavy in photography, and I had a lot of friends that did music. But music has really always been my first passion. I don't make it or create it, but huge admirer and appreciator and consumer. My stepdad is a blues drummer, so like growing up, I would always go to his gigs and stuff like that. But and he'd always have records playing in the house. But
You so cool.
Right. Listen, hey, I need you to.
You just like too cool, man.
I need you to flex a little bit, though.
She's glacial. She's glacial. I love it.
What's some of the people photos you taken of?
Oh yeah.
Hey, just flex a little bit.
Yeah.
I will say,
she got some Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah. Facts.
this year has been definitely one of the most like iconic portrait years that I've ever had. So I got to work with Bootsy Collins.
Come on.
Buddy Guy, Robert Glasper, who else did I see this year? Tizo, yeah, what the world, yeah.
Brandon
Tizo
Boone,
touchdown.
Brandon Boone.
Brandon Chaka.
Raisin.
Yeah.
Raisin
It's
McIntosh.
been, and it's so funny because like there's times where either I'll see an artist or see that they're going like on tour or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did work with that person, or I saw that person, and I feel like so much happens. I don't.
You in the
recall.
moment.
Yeah,
You in the moment.
And I'm like, I need to start writing down like, oh, this person. But I've been very fortunate to like come across and get to work with some really amazing people that I listened to growing up, or have just got to spend a lot of time around and be like just really, really, really inspired. Macy Gray.
Oh yeah, you know.
But and all that has been like fairly recent, I would say, to an extent, at least like personally working with artists. When I was in Oakland, it was a lot like the homies and up and coming people, which are also like really my favorite. And I was just doing a lot of like artist development stuff. So I had a friend who was a bass player and a producer, and so I was his personal photographer. And that's when I was like, oh, I think I want to do like I want to be an artist, like photographer, like the person that takes the iconic photos of them. You go on tour, like I just love being a fly on the wall and seeing the progression of projects being made or whatever. And then once I started to meet more people that put on events, I was kind of like, oh, well, like this is kind of cool too. Like learning all the different nuances of how to bring people together. COVID happened in Oakland, and all the work I did was social and in person. So it like took me and my partner at the time out of work. And it was scary in the Bay. Like, there was curfew, and you could only have like certain amount of people in your house if they were living there. Like, cops doing random raids and check-ins and like patrolling the street to make sure people. Yeah, it was very depressing. Very depressing.
Did y'all know about that?
Yeah, it was
That's
crazy.
wild.
It was crazy. I had friends who, like, you would get a fine if you had more than either 2 or 3 people in your home, and then if the people that were in your home didn't live there, no, it was wild. Yeah. So lost my job, and it was a job I really enjoyed. Bandcamp, y'all familiar with Bandcamp, the platform? Yeah. They built their first brick and mortar in Oakland, and so that's where I started learning, like getting into events. That's where I started vinyl DJing. My mentor there, he was a vinyl DJ, and we would play in the shop, and so he kind of like taught me stuff. But
That's fine.
I was only there for not even a year, and then the store shut down. Me and my best friend had an opportunity to come back to Austin, and I was kind of like, I mean, not a lot's happening out here, but I was not ready at all to come back. I did not picture myself being here. And similar to me asking my mentor about me leaving school, I went to my mom, and I was like, yo, like, Austin, like me in Austin again? Like, she was like, I mean, what do you have to lose? And she was very supportive, and she's like a big backbone for me. So I was like, if she sees something and like she has faith, like, yeah, I guess like, why not? Let me go try. And it has been like probably the best decision I think I've ever made.
Hey. We so glad you made it back.
Yeah.
Because you added a lot to the
Facts.
scenery.
Thank you.
You know, I would say a lot of soul. Which, you know, is just, you can't fake that. You know, I think a lot of people be trying to do cool stuff or whatever. And there's a lot of events happening all the time. You know about that more than anything, man. There's an event, there's a new group doing something, but like you have brought a lot of soul to the scene. I just want to say I'm thankful for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Talk.
And thank you
Real
for
talk.
supporting, because you've always been a huge
course.
support.
I wanna know like what got you into photography though? Can we just take like a step back and like, because that's a very specific thing to like want to do. Like, what was it that, was it a specific photographer or just like picking up a camera or what?
It was a few things. So my dad was my first introduction into photography. He's a photographer. And for him though,
I gotta meet your parents, man.
for my
I just gotta meet
dad,
'em.
for my amazing, great people.
Screenwriter and a photographer. This is like
That's dope.
Their love life like Love Jones. I just picture him on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? I'm going too far. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, but yeah, my parents are they're great, and they met at Tuskegee. And
Met at a black come on.
Yeah.
If
Which
we
I
don't-
actually really
if we don't
wanted
get
to
a
go
screenplay
to.
about that.
Well, I know. Well, they're not together anymore, so it probably won't be that
Hey,
great.
look,
But
we can keep that
a
part
little
out.
side- exactly.
Happy ending. Throw it in there.
So they were definitely though, because I had insight into like these two very different creative worlds and forms. But for my dad, it was more of like a hobby and something he kind of did on the side. Whereas, he went to school for engineering, so he was a technical engineer. Super smart, and I never understood like that was an area that I just did not get, but was so in awe by. But so I was around photography because of him, and not like foreign to it. And I'd sit there and I'd get my portrait taken and be the like little test model and stuff. But it wasn't until 7th grade I took a journalism class. And it was either you wrote or you took photos, and which is funny because my mom's a writer and my dad's a photographer. But I only wrote like personally for myself, like in my diary or whatever, and didn't feel super ready to write like for public eyes and ears. So I was like, well, I guess I'll like just pick up the camera and I'll just try that. And it was cool, but my teacher, she was so like into my work, and I didn't really see what she had seen in me, but I loved her, and I was such a fan of her. And so I was like, okay, well, like, I trust you. If you see something, like, I'll keep trying it. And then I had taken this photo of my brother. He was reading a book and, like, sitting on the ground, and I'm going to try to describe the photo as best as I can. But his feet, like, looked, like, really big, and he had the book like this. And so the perspective was just crazy, because it's, like, this little boy with all these books behind him, big feet, like, all kinds of whatever. I was like, here's a photo of my brother. And she was like we have to frame this. Like, we gotta and I was like, what's going on? But that felt so good just to create something that someone was so excited about. And so then after that, I think maybe she put it in our school newspaper, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just want this feeling more. And so since then, I haven't been able to put a camera down and.
Shout out to the teachers, man.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
no,
yeah.
for real. Miss Dowd.
Shout out to the teachers,
wherever you are in the world,
man.
Miss Dowd, I love you. Thank you.
We talking about the givers, y'all.
Yeah.
For real. And you just taught a class, was it this
Oh
summer?
my gosh, yes.
At Carver,
I did,
right?
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. And it's funny because after June, after all the Black Music Month stuff.
The month you went crazy in.
Oh my gosh.
Went crazy.
I produced a lot of events for Black Music Month, and I experienced so much burnout, and I was making the joke I'm about to quit all this and I'm just gonna go be a kindergarten teacher. And maybe 2 weeks later, the Carver hit me up and was like, hey, we have a summer camp, you wanna teach photography? I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. So I didn't put the event stuff aside, but I was like, let me take a break for this for a second, and absolutely, I would love to do this. So 6 weeks with kids that were anywhere from 5
At
to
the Carver.
12.
Let's
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Yes, you get paid to do
and
what
I
you
remember going to the
love.
Carver when I was little, going to the library, and it was so surreal, to have a chance to just teach all these amazing, beautiful little kids how to use a camera, how to take photos, and just to see them be excited and they were so into all the lessons, and it was dope. It was really dope. It was really dope. So
I'm loving every minute of this, y'all. I don't know how y'all feeling, but man, look, I feel like this group right here, we're about to change the world.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually one of my dreams to have a summer camp or a youth program one day, and so it was really cool too to just be in a camp in that capacity and kind of see the inner workings and
Sign
just
me
how
up.
to show up.
We're going to make that happen.
Yeah,
Sign me
no,
up.
I would love to. So
we
that
are
was
gonna
really
make
dope.
that happen.
Shout out to Carver. It was really
Shout out to
dope.
Carver. Shout out Carrie and the whole staff
Yes,
over
yeah.
there. Good people doing amazing things. They have transformed that space, the Carver Museum. I'm telling you, it was like a little dusty over there before. I mean,
Indeed.
look, I'm not gonna name no names, but I came over there with my energy and my ideas early when I got here, and they're like, "Who are you?" And I was just I'm a black man trying to do something.
Right.
What you mean? I don't know you. It's all right, bet. I'll see y'all. You know what I mean?
Good
But
luck.
Carrie has embraced so many different sectors and just done so much incredible work over there. And we just hope that Carrie stays for a little while longer, man, because it's gonna be hard to replace that energy that Carrie brought.
Yeah, great
You know?
space.
So let's bring it around to the group, man. What anybody have any questions for these folks right here, these fine folks?
I got one. Can I kick it off?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've been here for 10 years. Our platform, where y'all at though, is just about to hit a year.
Let's go. Make some noise. Come on.
Yeah.
Just in case y'all don't know, we do that for each other. We encourage
Yeah,
each other.
yeah,
We
yeah.
shout
We
each
show
other.
love.
You know what I mean? We show love in here.
So how can we, as a community, support the foundation of what Austin Nights has built for us to come here? That's one question. The part two, how can the curators and the organizers support what y'all have going on, or how we can pay homage to the history of Austin, if that makes sense? It's two-part question.
Let's do the first one first. What's the first
Us
part?
as a community, how can we support?
Us as individuals?
Yes, Black Austin. Black and brown Austin. For the new people coming in, right? Because a lot of times people move here, don't know what's going on, don't know the
Right.
history, right? So it's hard to connect the dots. I know people, since I've been here 10 years, there's been a lot of people who come and moved, right, within 2 years. So how can we support what y'all doing or the history of Austin?
I'm gonna look at Nika on that one. I'm gonna look at y'all, all y'all.
I see
What
y'all
do y'all
both
think?
looking at me. I honestly continue doing what you're doing. Show up to the events that we have. Get the awareness out
Yeah.
there. Get the people involved. Get the engagement out there. When you see us having events, most likely people from Austin are most likely going to be there. So there's a connection, there's a relationship, and there's trust that's going to be built. So just, like you did when I initially met you, you was like, hey, yeah. I was telling you I was nervous. I was like, I'm
Right, yeah,
nervous.
yeah.
He He was like, I've seen your videos. Don't be nervous. Those kind of things. Take the initiation to look at our videos, look at our organization, see the work we do, and support us doing that. Just meet us halfway. Meet the universe, God, or divine source, whatever you believe in, halfway, because we work for them.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
What you think? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
To me, like I just sang.
Well, I'm just
You need a song.
harmonize.
I'm a harmonize. Hey, look. That's the look you just gave me. She's like, me.
I definitely think showing up is one of the biggest things. And then, yeah, if you can't do that, send a flyer to maybe somebody who can. Or buy a ticket for somebody who is in the area, or buy a ticket for yourself, even if you can't go, like, just support. But I would definitely say, like, yeah, if you see someone's having an event, just, like, go and, like, network and mingle and put yourself out there, which is a lot easier said than done because I don't do that all the time. I'm a homebody when I'm not working. But I think that my community has definitely grown, and I feel like I've been able to support my community best when I'm physically, like, there. And then if I can't show up or I can't be there, I have, like, group chats where I'll be like, hey, y'all, like, a homie's doing this, or, like, my friend's DJing here, or Chaka, DAWA's putting this on, like, pull up. And then I love hearing that people have gone and then they met somebody, or, like, now they're working with this person, or now they're starting to go to this new series of events because, you know, whatever. So I would just say get out, network, share, send.
I would say, piggybacking off of that, I would say just be curious. Because I feel like a lot of people come here and they act like there wasn't nothing here before they came. You know what I mean?
Speak on that.
I mean, it's just like, I don't know, for me, and I said this on the panel, DAWA wasn't created because, like, there was something. It was created because there was something missing. Yes. And I think a lot of people coming here and just doing the same thing. It's like, create something that's needed.
Yes.
If it's already being done, then please, like, don't try to repeat it over and over again. Like, find another lane, because supporting what's here already doing that is taking away from that ability to grow. Now, I'm not saying, like, I mean, everyone throws a party. I'm not saying if you do a reggae party, don't do a reggae party or whatever. But also, at least go to the reggae parties first.
Right.
Introduce yourself.
Do your history. Do
you
your
know what
little
I'm saying?
research.
Like, don't just be like, I ain't here. I know how to tap into this little tech bubble, and I know how to pull from that crowd. And I'm just gonna talk to them, and that's it. I feel like there's a lot of that going on, and I get it, because, like, you don't have to engage, really. Like, you can kind of find that. I'm gonna say, like, young black professional little thing that's going on, and just kind of just work that, and you can monetize that. But I would say, like, you know, there's things going on here that are like DAWA that are important, that are supporting a ecosystem that you can tap into, and you should tap into if you care about those things, because we're creating opportunities for NICA's organizations to grow. We're creating opportunities for artists and curators to grow their ideas and things like that. So there are things like that are out there that you should be curious about, and then once you find out about them, you should invest in them somehow. You know, $25 a year or something to an organization, it may not mean much to you, but it can make a difference in feeding somebody. Yeah. You know, getting someone some sanitary napkins. People, like, basic things that you don't even think about that people are, like, doing out here on a daily basis for, you know, everyday folks. And I think it's just easy to kind of be in this world of Austin that is like Soho Lounge and whatever else. And it's just detached, man. And I don't know, like, you know, speaking to the black and brown people that are a part of that, it's all good. But, you know, you come from black and brown communities probably, and there's a black and brown community here before you moved here, and be curious about it.
That's good.
Just be curious about it, man. And don't act like there was nothing here before you came, because it's just not the case. It can't be like that. It's like Christopher Columbus. You like black and brown.
Facts.
you like black and brown Christopher Columbuses out here, and it ain't cool. Like it ain't cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, you want to be like, oh well, we're doing this Afro soul brunch. Like, it's never been done. It's been done, bruh.
Yeah.
And it's all good. But at least, you know what I'm saying, like, find out who was doing it before. Go up, mix it up, be like, yo, bro, like, I love this. I'm about to do something similar. Maybe we can, you know what I mean? It's just
Combine
like
efforts to make a
it's
bigger
just like
impact.
This lack of collaboration, a lack of
Yes.
like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We all do very similar things, but
Yes.
we work together.
Yeah.
We collaborate. We say, oh man, that's dope. Like, how can we, you know what I mean? I just feel like, I don't know, some people moving in here and they just like seeing the money.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of money, and I get it, but, bro, it's bigger than the money.
It's people over policies, people over profit, people over everything. We are who we serve.
Yeah.
That's good.
And we have to be the embodiment of that. You can talk it all you want, but this organization embodies that,
Facts.
right? So if you feeling that, then come and support it. What resources do you have? You write grants, come over here and write a grant with us. You do this, and come over here and get with it.
Yes.
Don't act like it ain't here.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing is I feel like people be playing games out here.
They do.
And we're not. This is not a game.
It's
Like
photo ops.
when the grid goes down, it's not a game.
Right.
We the ones, right?
Yeah.
So and you can count on that. So what's that mean to you when things are good? Like you gotta be when things are good. That's easy to support things. When things are bad, you know. So these are all things that I think about when you say that. All
That's
things
why I
that
asked
boil
the
that come up.
question.
You know.
That
you know.
Cause there's a lot of new people. New people moving here every day, right? So I wanted to continue this conversation, like now, but
It's
like in
important.
the future, so we can continue to encourage people who moving here, like.
I
Be
want to say
curious,
this is a space
learn.
for that.
Right,
This is a
right,
space for that.
exactly.
We are creating space for that because people we have to connect
Yes.
because our struggles are all intertwined.
Yes.
No matter how, I don't care how good your job is at Facebook. You know what I'm saying? A brother Miles that's going to be speaking. There's nothing keeping you from driving into Hayes County like he did, getting falsely charged, and being unless you got the money. He didn't have the money, so he stayed in there for 3 years. Like, there's nothing that separates you from, you know what I mean, from Miles. Or it shouldn't. Maybe it's your mental and what you think is going on.
Especially in Austin.
Yeah.
But
You know,
it's
like
not the
we was-
case.
Like we were saying when we were on the phone call with Miles, you know, Austin has a deep history of police brutality, police injustice. It's deep. Every year, someone I knew someone was getting killed just because they was black. Like, I understand there was a lot going on in 2020. We had COVID. We had the George Floyd. It was everything. But, like, I grew up here. I watched somebody get shot in the face, shoulder, and hand. They had intellectual disabilities, like right there. I was the first responder. Not the officer that shot him. I had to go get the ambulance. Like, literally, I had to do that, run. Like, it's a long history of how black and brown people were treated in Austin. And we can literally create our own system in this space. We just have to do it.
I don't hear y'all in that. I
We-
don't
we
hear
just
y'all.
have-
I
we
mean, I
gotta be
believe
the-
it.
Yeah.
We need more people to believe that because a lot of
Yes.
us really don't believe that, and that's okay. But like that's these spaces and these events. I think we need to be building that energy.
Yes.
It's not just about entertainment. This is about building a collective mindset, or like I like to say, heart set.
Yeah.
About where what we really want.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's a
Yes.
great question, man. That's gonna be at the root, I think, of all these
Yeah,
conversations.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I had to
what
ask
was
it-
part two? What was part two? Was
I
it
can't
similar?
remember.
Okay.
We can leave it open though.
All right.
That's part two, I guess, to his question. So I've been here 24 years, stepped foot on that campus when nothing could be taller than the Capitol. Taught at Blackshear,
Okay.
Reagan. You may be one of my students on the front line. Looking at you like, but anyway, but I'll say just for the entertainment world, white people come to Austin, everything, seen that landscape change. And celebrating 51 years in hip hop, like I get asked commonly, what is there to do? What is there to do? All the time. Like Chaka, know, like my friends and I, we get recruited by these big, like South Commerce Hotel, W Hotel, to help curate the space, to make us native hostels, to make it Austiny. But so I make it a point to when I invite somebody to things like give them the history, like why, like Body Rock Church, like give them the history of how it started, and who the people are, and why it's a community, not just a party, you know, like party with a purpose. But anything we got going on, I like to give the history. But I want to give a shout out to some of the long running things that have been going on in Austin that's been created by us.
You got
It's not a question.
Live audience.
People watching us
I'm
just
sorry.
look at
I'm
you.
just shouting out some of the things that have been going on in Austin, Texas, just because of celebrating 51 years of hip hop.
Come on,
We have.
come on and,
Oh,
you didn't.
I got my sunglasses. Oh no, my sunglasses off.
We home.
We got.
Welcome.
We have hip hop 51 years. I mean, Sam's Barbecue 50 years.
Woo! Big
yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
And he ain't coming off of it.
Yep. Ashton Mays was in my third grade class. Or no, I taught him when he was in third grade. I was his third grade teacher's student teacher. We got KZI, 42 years.
Yeah.
42 years. And y'all,
KZI.
give me more if I'm missing out some, but KZI, 42 years. The Feedback, 14 years.
Okay.
So y'all know Feedback,
Yeah.
Bert's record play. We got Body Rock ATX,
Yeah.
14 years.
Come on.
I went to school with Chorizo Funk on that
Hey,
campus.
shut up.
And I remember when one of the Body Rocks first was on 718 Congress, up there, which now I think is now Higher Ground or something like that. Yeah. We got Austin Boogie Crew,
Okay.
10 years.
Okay.
Butter and Jam, 10 years. These are things that are ongoing.
Still here.
Yes. DAWA, 5 years.
Yeah.
We got Where Y'all At though, 1 year.
Yeah. We outside.
And then we got a new baby, Wu-Tang Wednesdays and Saturn, 4 months. So we gotta keep these going, but when you invite people to these things, give them the history of how it started.
Yes.
And
Thank you for that.
Right. You part of the fam now.
Lean in.
Kick it. Come on.
Look, I mean, shout out. Look, so you can
Shout
stay
out
in the
to
camp.
you,
Shout out to
sis.
you for that, because what you did, you just said something 4 months, right? Everything starts somewhere, but there are things that are ongoing here. And thank you for naming them out. Just like, you know, when someone passes on, say her name or say the name. Say the names
Yes.
of the things that are
Come on.
here.
They matter.
And yeah, they matter. They matter. So I appreciate you
Yeah,
for
thank you for that.
bringing
That's
that.
love.
That was live. That was live.
Especially Sam's Barbecue. to
Come
be
on,
Oh, let's
like,
speak. Let's speak on that.
You don't
How-
need no teeth
how
to eat
much-
this meat.
and waiting in them Franklin's line.
Franklin's.
Right.
Overrated.
Come on.
And that line be crazy.
Overrated.
And they be really out there. They be
Over.
really out there.
Listen, man.
Oh my gosh.
Listen.
They be really out
Come
there.
on, man. Come on. We know. I appreciate this conversation so much, man. Look, what other questions we got out there? And yeah, look, we can bring y'all on if you want to come on too. If you don't, you could just ask them, but just make sure they're short so we can repeat them on the mic. Cause I was like, you got, yeah, just come on up here, just join us. Any other questions out there? Done? Okay, or just thought.
Oh yeah. Me solid, yeah.
Say your name too.
Hey Chris.
What's up?
So I was in Oakland last fall, and I had a very similar experience. Like, this is a level of blackness.
All right, just come up, man. You know what I mean? I want to.
I just want to know.
Come on. No, you can stay, girl. Come on.
So Oakland was a similar experience for me.
Come on, you gotta get you in the shot.
Speak up, brother.
See what you was sitting at.
So yeah, all right. Let me start over again. Oakland was a really similar experience for me. Really pleasurable. A lot of black folks. Just all the culture just flowing over me. I want to know, being an Austinite, how we can kind of replicate that, learn from their strategies. What do you see that we could set up here now that Austin is growing? A lot of resources coming in. What's your insight? What's your strategies?
You know, I'm still trying to figure that one out. But to be honest, this is kind of like, this is how it starts. Everybody that she just listed and named, what Chaka's doing, what Brandon's doing, what everyone up here is doing, staying committed and continuing the fight, because y'all know these things are important and that we need them. But when you're talking about like people moving into, if you do come and you have ideas, I think collaborating with what's here. But also I feel like, and I talked to you a little bit about the Chaka in June, but I think the Black and brown community out here, as strong as we are, I think we could also be a lot stronger.
Yes.
Speak on
And it's funny that you say that, because literally when I came back here, when I moved to Austin, I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna be, and just some more context, my mom, when she was living out here, she moved because she was so exhausted from having to constantly create the spaces that like we need.
Yep.
And she would tell me that, and she was like,
Yeah.
so just so you know, like, I'm not saying it's not possible, but the exhaustion, like, it's gonna happen. And I was like, yeah, you know, all right. But then I felt it, and I'm calling her, and I'm crying, and I'm upset, and I'm confused, and she's like, this is kind of what I meant, but I think if we also leave, then it's like, how is it supposed to like stay here and thrive? And so it's definitely exhausting, but I think continuing to find community and people and collaborate and figure out like how we can grow and provide a variety of experiences for the Black and brown Austin here is really the way to do it. Because that's the thing out there too. It's like, it's not just parties, it's not just shows, it's just any given day of the night, there is something happening, and you can walk in there, and I can guarantee you, you will be one of 50, 500 Black people, or brown people, or Native, anything. You know what I mean? Very mixed. And I just think the thing too is like, we're also like, we're in Texas. Like, there's just a foundation that the city that we live in is built on, where we are already starting way, way, way back. Oakland is the birth city of the Black Panthers. Like, it's literally the complete opposite, you know what I mean, in terms of the foundation. But that is also what I love just about my time in both places, is like, wow, I have felt so out of place here, but then I come here and I feel so at home. Like, how do I make the people, my community in Austin, feel exactly how I feel when I'm here? And I tried, honestly, in June. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna do
Mission accomplished.
Like, thank you.
Mission accomplished.
And it was great, but I ran into a lot of other people in the community that were like, well, I don't want to be a part of that, and then went and did something else. And I was, or like started what
Look,
I
I'm
had,
gonna be honest.
Come on.
I'm gonna be honest.
Come on.
Because when I first heard about it, I was like kind of hot.
Yeah.
Because we had just done something the year before.
Yeah.
With the Black Music Month.
At Antone's.
At Antone's.
Yeah.
But when I saw, this is the thing, is like, we have to like kind of like push the judgment back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We have to like check ourselves. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big part of this. You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes your first thought is like really wrong. And your second and third thought. My first thought was like, oh, there they go, trying to, you know what I mean? Because I didn't know anything about you. I didn't look, let me finish.
Right.
My first thought was, oh, there they go. You know what I mean? And Antone's, you know, it's not owned by us.
Right.
So I was like,
It's a
oh,
whole
well,
other
you know.
discussion.
I just looked at it and I was like, wow, we just did this last year. I guess we're not doing it, because I heard from someone that wasn't you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, we doing something else, like the same kind of similar thing. And my first reaction was like, oh, all right. But I had to like push that away or push that down, because everything happens for a reason. And when I saw what you were doing and the intention and all the, just the energy that you put behind it, like I could do nothing but support it. You know, but you know, that honestly, like, you know, if I'm being real, and I think some of us got to be real around here about how we do that to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it keeps us from, you know, really appreciating what people are doing.
Crabs in a bucket.
And you know, we got to check ourselves on that.
I'm gonna be real back. I kind of felt some of that when we first started talking. And I like when I pitched the idea initially to the venue, and I'm like a dreamer. I'm like, I want to do 16 events in 1 month, and it's gonna be this and it's gonna be that. And they're like, what? All right. And so they had told me like, oh, well, you know, this happened last year, so that's when they put me in touch with you. And I was like, oh, like, I'm definitely not trying to step on any toes. Like, when we're talking about collaborating, I'm like, okay, well, like, how can you still be a part of this, you show up, and I also still get this off, and we come together, and we bring our communities together, and it was that.
And it was that.
Yeah. And what I really miss about the community in Oakland is that willingness to just, like, come together. It's like, there is, but I also don't take it personally out here, like, from Chaka or from, like, an individual, but I also realize, like, as a Black person in Texas, like, there's a level of protection you feel, there's a level of pride, there's a level maybe of hurt. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that, like, even though we're on the same side, like, you could, like, you're still guarded, or you still have a shield, like, we're not in a space where we're all, like, frolicking here freely, creatively, like Oakland kind of is. And I mean, Oakland has its stuff too in the Black community out there, just in a different way. But I have just been trying to figure out how to crack the code and not, like, feel too defeated if I come up against resistance, but just be like, okay, like, this can't work here, that's fine, I'll go elsewhere. And unlike you though, where you had your judgment and then you, like, were like, okay, like, let me, like, really look into this. There are a lot of people that didn't do that, you know?
Right, and I think that what I'm saying is that's part of the problem. It's like, it's not that I just, like, went with that. It's like, we've been in touch.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? We're building a relationship.
Right.
And, like, relationships is no relationship that's worth having that, like, it's like, you know, that love at first sight, that, like, Disney Hollywood stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, it's work. You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta put some of your BS aside,
right,
or at least acknowledge, like, I'm having a feeling about this. You know, people don't even want to acknowledge, like, I'm feeling a little insecure,
right,
or whatever. And, you know, we're having this conversation now in front of people, but, like, I'm saying that so that it'll help some other people out there that might be having these type of feelings of being insecure about what your ideas, or not being able to feel like you can express it. First of all, you got to acknowledge it. You know what I mean? And if you're talking about community, then you have to understand that there's other people in that community. It's not just you and your ideas. And you have to collaborate. And you have to appreciate, going back to what I was saying earlier, like, the most important aspect of community for me is witnessing. So if I see you, once I see you, who you are, then it's my job, or it's our job as a community, to help you actualize your fullest potential.
Yes.
And if we're not doing that, then it's not a community.
Right.
It's something else.
Right.
And that's what we don't have.
Right.
We have a bunch of individuals. We don't want to see each other actualize our fullest selves. Because I'm supposed to be Salia, sorry. Nice. I'm supposed to be Salia. I'm the one with the camera. It's like, no, you know, I got idea. Like, yeah, cool, like, collaborate.
Yeah.
Go and support it. You know what I mean? So
That's that white supremacy we all got embedded in us.
Okay.
I know that, right?
okay.
The natural crabs in the bucket that we just can't help because we're oppressed. It's literally in us. So we really have to dismantle and die in every form that's holding us back to be the real us. So we can be able to see everybody win, because when y'all win, I win. I win, y'all win.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it takes a lot to actually admit that, dang, I was raised to not see my sister win. When you walk out the room, I'm talking about you, how you look, and my brother walk out the room, they talking about
She
you.
look good. That's a good thing.
I'm just being real. We got to look in the mirror until we're happy
Facts.
at what we see when we look in the mirror. Like, it takes to say, I don't like this version of me.
Yeah.
And I want to die in every form to become better for my people, because it's bigger than
Come
me.
on, come on, come on.
I'm sorry, I don't want to.
No, please.
Come on,
Amen.
This This is medicine. This is the medicine we need.
I remember when I came back from LA, I wanted to create more opportunities for Black musicians, like especially sync opportunities. And you approached me about submitting your music to Co's, like the person I signed with exclusively. And I really, really want to do that behind the scenes, because a lot of musicians, they just slave away doing these shows, you know what I'm saying, for pennies on the dollar. And there's a whole wonderful world of another way to make money, and that sync. So I know it's behind the scenes, and it's not really outside, because that's, I don't know, I'm not a good vibe curator. 'Cause, you know, I'm just, you know, in my head.
Yeah.
But that I really want to do that for Austin Black musicians. So
Let's
you
go.
hit me with some tracks, and I'll submit it to them because it's a viable source of money.
And on that
You know what I'm
point,
saying?
like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, how does she do that? And you're like, but I was like, hit her up and ask her.
Right. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if
Right.
anybody goes through this. I know I'm not the only one. But I was in my head about it. You dig?
Yeah.
I saw, oh man, she got a placement. Man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a craft
And
thing.
but it was quick because I worked on myself.
Right.
I worked on myself, and I was like, nah, man, let me. I got her number.
Right.
She gonna respond when I tell, and I hit you up and ask you about it.
Absolutely.
And then sometimes you don't realize how much you get in your own way.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
Right.
And you know, it's like you got to at least ask.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of times you'll be surprised what you find out.
Yeah, I had to work for that connection so hard. I hit up my friend who was really into that world. He lives in L.A., getting $30,000 placements. I had to hit him up for like a year. Just keep tagging him, like, hey, can you hook me up with somebody? I'm just trying to get into this world. Like, hit him up all the time, and I finally got the contract. But you know, my work should benefit other people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I shouldn't be like, oh, look at me with this placement up in here. You know what I'm saying? It's hard sometimes for me to reach out and help other people because I'm so in survival mode as an artist. It's like, okay, I need to pay my rent. I'm so in this bubble. So I like to pop that bitch and be more proactive and help other people. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Right.
Right.
I love that.
All right.
I mean,
I just got a question since we're talking about collaboration and community, and I might ruffle some feathers, but
Come
I need
on
some
with the ruffles.
understanding.
Let's ruffle 'em.
I just need some understanding, especially since we got Awesome Nights in here. So like for Juneteenth, why do we need so many Juneteenth celebrations?
Right. Great question.
Bro.
Because they're
Back in
trying
my
to
day-
make
man.
Blocks
back in my
away
day
from
was
each
Rosewood.
other.
and we will
They
continue
trying
our
to
next
make
episode.
rock
of
and new fluke.
Welcome
Right.
home
Yeah.
with that question.
I
Yeah,
know.
you, bro, you just like.
I'm just being honest right
Yeah.
now.
He's
I'm
like,
just trying to understand.
oh
Y'all
my
can
God.
shine some light because
Oh,
I don't
man.
understand.
Honestly, I think it's because we're so displaced.
Yeah.
Everybody's so everywhere that they still trying to
Trying to
hold
find
on to
liberation on
Juneteenth.
every
But
corner.
I just
Yeah.
want to let y'all know that
The Austin diaspora.
St. John's Colony is a colony that my 6th great grandfather, Reverend John Henry Wynn Sr.
what?
founded.
Say what?
It's the longest celebration of Juneteenth, going on 152, almost 153
What?
years.
Hey,
What y'all know about that?
You know about that?
Look, this is across the board. I mean, how many backpack school supply giveaways are we gonna do?
For real.
I mean,
That'll
do
be
one
easy.
big one. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's
Do
the
you
thing.
hear me?
That's-
200
One
people
big
there.
I
back
agree.
to
100
school
people there.
bash in Austin, black
could you imagine?
people.
Right.
Man, that'll be so
50
dope. Everybody.
50 people there.
The thing is, for me, is I think people they feel like they want to do their own.
Exactly.
What, blocks away?
Right.
I know.
You leaving
the
one,
corner?
you leaving one celebration, you see fireworks to the other one right down the street. I'm like, what is going on? Yes,
I don't know.
I'm
I
confused.
think it's a phenomenon of like the last decade because going back to what you were saying, you know, like our ancestors, like the generation before us, like they didn't do things. Or let me not summarize like everything was perfect, but let me just talk about the civil rights like era. They didn't benefit from the work that they did. You know what I'm saying? For real. And it's like we expect like a benefit, like we do some work, we want. It's like boom, where's my cash?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I've been organizing for a year. What? A year?
Right.
What you changing in a year? What are you doing? Do you know how long it took just for Rosa Parks to sit down on that bus? Like how many years?
To say no.
That's we just don't quite comprehend the timeline and the arc of things. Because you know whatever it is, I don't know. It's technology. Everything is like you know what I mean. But I feel like the more we can just think about just the most good that we can do with whatever we're doing, the better off we are, and don't think so much about, because I see that in music a lot. Oh, you know, I put in this time and like, so people don't want to give it up. They don't want to create no opportunity for you, but it should be easier for the people coming behind you.
Absolutely.
It should be like, you know what I mean? I came here 14 years ago. I knew one person. You know, look how many people are in here. Look how much has been created. It's not about me, right? And not everybody has to follow that, but I'm just saying, like, there's just this thing going on.
We're so wrapped around providing a service instead of being of service.
Ah, man.
That's a word.
We're so wrapped around providing a service instead of being of service.
Okay.
We have to be of service.
Yo, that's a word.
Yeah, I didn't have any intention. I didn't want to start a nonprofit. It's a vehicle.
real.
Like, it's like, okay, I got to start a nonprofit to do this. All right, bet.
Right.
I got to start a record label to do this. Okay, fine. But like at the end of the day, like people should just be good.
Right.
Like, shouldn't nobody out here not have food to eat? Shouldn't nobody out here be unhoused? None of this, like none of these nonprofits should be even necessary with all the wealth and everything that exists.
But you know, see,
You know,
we gonna go keep going back and forth because they profit off our pain.
Yeah.
And the only way they exist is off our pain. And if we eradicate our pain, well, they gone.
But see, here's the thing. We cooking now. We cooking. Look, I mean,
cooking all
they is us though too.
Yeah.
You keep talking about they, but like, you know what I mean? Like I said, like we do it to ourselves, like
Facts.
our own self. Like I do it to, I will imprison my own self. And then because I'm not happy, I will try to put a prison around you,
Yeah.
And I, you know, for me, it's like until we really like confront that, you know, and I think this is as humans, like we keep coming here, and you know, we have the sole privilege, like we're here all in the same time, like, you know, of being here at this moment on Earth, like, you know what I mean, there's gonna be another whole generation in the you know what I mean, and we're gonna be gone,
Right.
and so we just have to think more about that, you know. Like this isn't like it's about something deeper than what we've been taught, and we have to take care of each other.
Yes, we do, brother.
And it's not like it shouldn't really be as much work as it is.
Right.
But because we've all been kind of order of operations been set up for us, it really is. You do have to start a nonprofit. To you know what I mean? But if everyone in here just like decided to feed somebody in their community, or just take a step, like things would be like that much better. And most of us, we just like we're so focused on ourselves, or you know, and I think that's natural. But how do we? My thing is, and that's what for me, DAWA, a lot of intention is like, how do we build like a culture that shifts that?
Right.
How do we create a culture that shifts love, sharing, compassion, giving? You know, not when, you know, because it's a beautiful thing. Like, think about that teacher that, like, inspired you, like, what that did for you, right? And what you did for, it's just a beautiful synergy.
Yeah.
And I just want to see more of that.
You talking about like the self-work too though, and like if you feel away and then you project that, I think that is like the thing. Like I think when we really sit and reflect and work on ourselves and we're able to show up for like the community better and break things down and realize like my event is not a threat to you, your event is not a threat to me, we're literally fighting for the same cause. Like that is how we start to look like places like Oakland and maybe New York or Atlanta or whatever. But yeah, the self-sabotage, I feel like it's not just you that you're sabotaging, but like literally your whole community as well.
When was the last time you shared somebody else's music? When was the last time you shared somebody else's event?
Right.
When was the last time you just bought a ticket to an event you had no intention of showing up to?
Right.
These are all things that you can do that are like selfless, you know, that just like take others into account. Or when's the last time you just like said, yo, gave someone flowers just randomly, you know?
Yeah.
These are all things that are really simple that make a difference. Ever, is there someone coming in after this? All right.
So we got time to actually connect a little bit.
Yeah, we got time to connect. I
There you
think
go.
if there's one more question, we can take it, and then we're gonna hang out. Go ahead.
What do you guys find? There's three components to this. It goes back to your exhaustion. So what do you guys find to be the most exhausting in your journey out here? Real quick.
The most. He asked, what do you find the most exhausting in your journey? I myself.
Yeah, literally. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? Because whenever I'm like really just like clear about who I am and what I'm here to do, like everything is good. I get confused. You know, even about this, even about DAWA, like starting a nonprofit. Like I be get like almost every other day. I'm like, what? Is this it? Is this the right thing to do?
Facts.
You know what I mean? And it's exhausting. It kind of, for me, it's like the mental. And that's the most exhausting thing for me, is getting out of that like clarity. And sometimes it's hard to avoid because that's just, I guess this is how it is. You know, you're gonna constantly, I don't know, I think that's what's exhausting for me.
Yeah, I would say myself, for sure. I definitely think I make things a little more taxing and tedious than what they need to be sometimes, but a little more specific. I would say, like, kind of what I was saying earlier, like being Black people in a space where like this place literally was built on like us not thriving and being oppressed and sad. It's like there's all this money and all these resources in the city, and everything I do. Can I cuss? Can I cuss? Oh. Everything I do is Black as fuck. Like it's all Black and brown focused, and like I plaster that on everything that I do. And I think, at least I run into situations where I feel like things can maybe be sabotaged or not supported in the best way that they could be, to allow things to really like thrive and be awesome and amazing for us. And so trying to figure out my angle, or like, do I actually trust you, or do I, and I can, you know, Chaka and I have worked together. I worked with Brent. Like I've worked with people in my community that I know I can go to, but then there's other places that I want to take us and other places I want to bring us to. And I think it's just tiring trying to figure out, like, are you really for us? Or are you just trying to exploit what I'm doing? Are you like actually gonna pay me? Are you actually gonna help make sure everyone else here gets paid? Like that is pretty tiring. And I think that's just about like where we're located. But being in spaces like this and finding people like this definitely help. And so yeah, I don't know if Austin will ever not be tiring for us in that way.
This is hella energizing, I gotta say though. This is hella energizing.
So something that's tiring, definitely as someone who likes to support creativity and, you know, try to spread it around, is compassion fatigue. Because, you know, want to support, but then, like you said, so many different events doing the same thing, trying to connect people, but they think you have an agenda. And I mean, you're just literally just trying to connect resources that, like ham or things like that people don't want to utilize or just don't find the time, and then, you know, get frustrated with themselves. But we try to support, but yeah, people to support like get tired trying to do all these events to support and get the word out. But things like this to bring everybody together to kill 10 birds with one stone helps to like reset and figure out, okay, how can we consolidate things instead of repeating myself over and over and over again. Oh, and so like, yes, definitely compassion fatigue.
In addition to what this young lady just said, honestly, I am exhausted with wearing many hats.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Speak on it.
I'm tired.
That's
That's it.
I'm kind of over it.
I need my village. I need my people. I need y'all to come through. If y'all really want to be a service
got
and
you.
serve
We
our
got
people,
you.
break generational curses,
We got you.
we gotta be a village. What you good at, I may not be good at. What I'm good at, you may not be good at. Show up. Meet God halfway. Let's serve the people.
We got you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. As an artist, I wear so many hats. That's why I left Austin, because my neck was breaking. Folks. I'm a manager. I'm my booking agent. I wrangle my musicians. I have to arrange the shows. I have so many hats that I have to wear that I can't even reach out to my community because I can't even put my head up and see. It's so hard.
And then
So, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, then it's tough because I want to ask people to come help with my production planning and all these other things, but I also want to pay you. But I'm also, I have to like
Girl,
make
I'm trying to
money.
pay my
Yeah,
bills.
right,
Yes.
right.
Money exhaustion.
So it's like
'cause I ain't got.
Can't
I-
help
I'm
but
exhausted
with
from
that.
being exhausted
Church
for
up in
money.
here.
Yeah.
Tabernacle.
Over it.
Yes.
And that was the
Lord.
thing was like I love bringing people together. I love doing events. But yeah, after June, I was like, what the fuck was that?
Listen.
I was like,
What was that?
I thought you was gonna ascend into like another realm. You did so
Right.
much.
I don't know. So trying to, when you were asking what exhausts us, like, yeah, ourselves, but it's also like, well, who's gonna do it if I'm if I'm not making the flyers, if I'm not doing the promo, if I'm not doing the marketing, if I'm not doing the booking, who's gonna do it?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. DIY.
Nobody. Like, it's nobody.
But don't say that.
till I
Don't say
die.
nobody. I said we got you.
Yeah.
We got you.
And you do,
It's people here. It's organization like DAWA that's here. Like reach out. We can figure it out. It may not be like that, but
We'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I feel everything y'all saying up here, and brother, I really appreciate that question. I've been thinking about that for the past week. I don't know. That's like a lifelong kind of situation for us, and it's like this. What really tires me is like the orientation to reality, because it's like we're living in a totally different planet that's not part of our ancestral lineage. What our people taught us.
Come on, man.
Our survival skills that
Come on.
came and gave.
Listen, man.
No, I don't-
Listen here.
Bars.
I don't want to even say
Listen
gave
here.
that was taken from us. Our whole worldview is completely different to the orientation of the society. And to put up with that every day, to persist in this, that's completely exhausting. That's what it is for me.
This
That's
is
no.
this part. That hold on. Did you?
I don't know if I need to go.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I mean, you don't have to.
I mean, I just need people. We just need people to continue showing up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who showed up today.
Yeah,
on
make
a
some noise.
Tuesday.
Thank
That's
y'all.
what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
We need people to show up Friday.
hey, listen.
Yeah.
All the events that we post on our
Can I
calendar.
ask a question real
Oh
quick?
yeah.
Does this need to be later or y'all just should we do it later? I don't know,
Hold on,
because I know it's like
no.
most of the people came
So we
way
keeping
after
it.
6:30.
So we keeping it going?
We rock.
Is it 6:30? Is the time too early? I'm just asking a question.
Yes.
Okay.
So
It's
we-
too early. It's too early.
So we keeping it going.
I ain't say all that. Should we keep it going? Should we keep it going? I don't hear enough yeses. Should we keep it going? Yeah. Me and Brandon, we'll
We'll
figure
see,
it out.
we'll see. But yeah, nah, we just need people to show up, man. That's it. I'm gonna keep mine short.
Okay. You have something?
To elaborate on what you guys were saying about Oakland and Austin, because there's a lot of similarities, especially with the police violence. But what Oakland did was realize who they were
Exactly.
at some point and stood up. But Oakland couldn't do it without, I don't like using black and white, but Oakland couldn't do it without them white kids from Berkeley. Right? They were legislators.
Come on.
They knew how to write the laws. So where we keep getting beat in Austin is with legislation. So if you look at the Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce over COVID, they raised $300 million. They gave $30 million back to the businesses, and they give $6 million a year to those kids that get separated from their parents. So I say the pen is mightier than the sword. And then number two, Oakland has its own resources, right? So the black community's been very affected by some of the wars that we went through in the late 2000s, like the war on drugs. That really affected our resources financially. I'm just being honest. So we kind of in this pickle. So in Austin, how do we get to the point where?
Hold up, bro. Come on.
No.
Come on.
Nah, you talking that shit.
Yeah.
You talking that stuff. You talking that stuff.
Come on.
Come on.
You talking that
Come
stuff.
on.
Cause you got to understand that people watching this on live, they just watching us be like this. So they gotta hear you. They gotta hear you.
And he on the fly blazer.
So, how do we? You almost there. No, we there, brother. But how do we keep encouraging that with the younger generation, like bridging these gaps to finding that new identity? Because what I see on this couch is new. We all came here 2012, 2010, 2011, 2013. Austin was changing. The whole east side was getting wiped out. We don't have the numbers. They're all in Williamson County where we can't really go, you know, because we know we don't want to drive up there. So we got to figure out how do we make this Beverly Hills, right? How do we make this West LA, you know, Culver City, where we'll drive from Compton to Culver City, we'll drive from Watts, but we have to realize who we are and realize where our resources lie. It broke my heart 2 years ago when I walked by Antone's, and I tell everybody I'm Mexican. I'm from California. I was raised by Mexicans. I just look like this. But it broke my heart to see Hispanic Heritage District by Antone's. I said, what the fuck? This our shit. No disrespect, you know what I mean? But 6th Street, 5th Street, 30, all this, that's our shit. Yes. You see what I'm saying? But they beat us with the pen. So start saying we Hispanic. Fuck it. Listen, man, I ain't.
He's cheating the system. He's cheating the system. I like it. I like it.
I see a bunch of Asians in here, man. I see Asiatics. You know what I mean? You know who you are. So once we start playing the game, because they not going to give us the money. St. David's put $100 million a year into Central Texas. And then they cutting Chaka funding. And I'm over at the Capitol like, how you cutting my brother funding? Do you got, I love you, bro. Riders Against the Storm, the real riders right here. So it's like, we got to, you know, just remember to have these conversations, but we ain't Oakland. We ain't New York. We ain't LA. We ain't Philly. We Austin. And it's a little different. And as long as we stop trying to fit in, you won't be exhausted. If we quit fighting over the same bone, they can't make you clash. You see what I'm saying? They play us against each other because they cannot consistently give the same organization funds every year. They have to switch it up. Now, if we know that, then hell, I'm going to call my cousin to get the money. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. We got to outsmart them. The way they put the wording on their websites is confusion. It's what's the word? It's augmentous is what I like to call it. It's not clear and precise. You talking about people from grassroots organizations trying to get some money, and you making this thing complicated and confusing. So I've been on their noodle. But to my people, all I'm saying is stop looking to everybody else at what they're doing, because we have a powerful group here, but we must connect the technology money with our mission. The money follows the mission. The mission doesn't follow the money. I yield.
Hey, close on that note.
What in the world?
Can I jump, piggyback off of that real quick?
I think on that note,
Yeah.
I think, you know, we need to mingle a little bit.
Yeah.
What's up? Go ahead.
So like what he was saying, like when I went to UT, there's student government, and everybody has, you know, their organizations. But like when I was in student government, the people who showed up is what got that stuff done. They're the ones that but the organizations, like, they don't do this, they don't do this, they don't do that, but the ones who showed up to those meetings, we got the e-bus going, we got the orange signs, because that's what we wanted. Those are people who showed up. And so positioning yourself in the places where the rules change is how you get it. And I've creatively done it with myself working at a certain location to be around the people who make the laws. So you got to position yourself in those spaces to help make those changes on those capital steps.
Facts. When I said show up, we need to show up on all angles, not just the social party events. Like, we need to show up at city council. You know what I'm saying? We need to show up at these city hall meetings. There's a lot of good organizations that's doing a lot of great work. But we need to show up all around for sure.
And my thing is that, you know, I think the creative can lead that, can be a part of that. I think we underestimate our potential. This organization was started by hip hop. You know, hip hop built this organization. Like a hip hop artist built this organization. You know what I mean? We got a space in East Austin. We got a lot of things. We got a lot of resources to our advantage and a lot of experience. I think the key is not thinking that DAWA is the answer or this is the answer, that is the answer. It's a cumulative situation that's gonna make things better. I don't sit around thinking that I got somehow some answer to these major systemic, historic, traumatic issues. But I do believe that we do. I do believe that, right? And you have to have that belief. I think it starts with that belief. I think a lot of people kidding themselves. They don't really believe. They don't really believe that we can do it. And that's something that you have to ask yourself, like, do you think we can do it? Whoever the we is, and whatever, what you're talking about on that deeper level, what we've been normalized into, like even the fact that we got to go to a grocery store to eat, all these things, like it goes deeper. But do you believe that we have the power to implement something different? Right? You have to start with that belief. You know what I mean? And that's where, like, to me, where the exhaustion comes from. Sometimes I question myself or question that, but it didn't work for them, or he got shot trying to do it, or you know what I mean? Like, this is real. People get shot trying to change shit. If they don't get shot, they get undermined. If they don't, you know what I mean? It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak at all. And that's why only certain people sign up for it. But I still believe, right? And it takes that. It takes a bunch of us, not just a few.
Right, my man, you were talking about, like, Oakland knows who they are. And earlier when I was answering a question about Oakland, that was kind of my thing too. I'm like, the city has a level of, like, no, we're not gonna play that. And coming together and letting whoever know, like, you not finna fuck with us. Like, I don't care that I don't know her, but, like, that's my cousin, that's my, it's like there's a family and a unity out there.
Yeah,
and even right, the white kids in Berkeley, they gonna ride over and come represent and stand with the Oakland kids too. And we don't always go about it the best way, but there's still a level of, like, what's the word? Like, righteousness, yeah, and solidarity, unity, community, right? When something is unjust or doesn't feel right, and we all work together to figure out, okay, like, how do we fix that, or at least let these people know that this isn't cool? And I think until we all, like, as a Black and brown community, realize who we are and come together to do that same thing, right, we're not those other cities, and it's definitely going to take some looking in the mirror.
Well, welcome home, y'all. Thanks for coming out. Make some noise.
Yeah.
I really appreciate y'all that came out, everybody. Meet somebody new that you don't know. We're gonna get some music on. We still got some drinks. Talk to your cousins. Peace.
All right.
DAWA Bill, y'all.
Oh, wait, hold up. Come out September 6th. Come out Friday to Tommy Davidson. This is a way you can support this organization. Long Center, 7:30. All the details is out there, dawahills.org. Please come out. Everybody here, take a flyer. If you don't take a flyer, take a stack of flyers, pass them out.
Right.
Let's show up. Let's go.
And I'll be there speaking as well.
Yeah!
So come on.
I want a brand new house, something I cannot buy, something I can't afford.
I ain't even make it off the jetway now. Phone's been on blast like all day. Why you gotta do this, try to test me now? Right when I touch